What is the Forsaken Pack? There's been some confusion around this DLC since the Forsaken campaign is no longer playable. It was put in the Destiny content vault back in February of 2022. Based on that, you might be wondering why the DLC is still available for purchase. Basically, Bungie stripped out the campaign and a few other things like quests in the Tangled Shore destination, added in Forsaken Ciphers, then lowered the price to $19.99. Oh, and they renamed it from Forsaken to the Forsaken Pack. With that quick intro out of the way, I'll spend the rest of this video talking about the content that comes with the Forsaken Pack. Let's start with the Forsaken Ciphers. When you purchase the Forsaken Pack, or if you already owned Forsaken, you'll be able to claim 3 Forsaken Ciphers from the Exotic Archive kiosk at the tower. These ciphers allow you to purchase any of the Forsaken exotics available at the kiosk. Not all weapons are available for purchase, some will have to be picked up randomly, or in the case of 1000 Voices, you'll need to have it drop after completing the Last Wish raid. If you already have all the Forsaken exotics, you can exchange your ciphers for Ascendant Shards. Ascendant Shards are items that allow you to masterwork armor pieces. Let's talk about the exotics themselves. According to the DLC description, you'll get access to 20 plus exotic weapons and 15 plus exotic armor pieces. Let's focus on the weapons first. There are 11 Forsaken weapons available for purchase at the exotic kiosk. Ace of Spades, The Last Word, Le Monarch, Jotun, Izanagi's Burden, Thorn, Lumina, Truth, Bad Juju, Anarchy, and Teraba. There's a few really good options here, and it's nice that you can pick 3 of them immediately. In addition to the weapons in the kiosk, we have this image from the DLC listing that shows 20 exotics that come with the Forsaken Pack. Several of these were already mentioned in the exotic kiosk. The remaining exotics are Wave Splitter, Malfeasance, Black Talon, Lord of Wolves, Two-Tailed Fox, the Queenbreaker, Chaperone, Cerberus +1, 1000 Voices, Trinity Ghoul, and Wishender. Before I go any further, I want to point out something really weird. This image has 20 exotic weapons on it. The DLC listing states 20 plus exotic weapons. There are only 2 weapons not in this image, which are Bad Juju and The Last Word. So, does the 20 plus exotic weapons actually mean 22 exotic weapons? Why not just say 22 and give a full list? What's the deal, Bungie? Alright, enough of the rant, let's talk about exotic armor. According to the DLC listing, there are 15 plus exotic armor pieces that come with the Forsaken Pack. What are these 15 armor pieces? No idea, I can't find a listing anywhere. I'm going to step on a limb here and compile a list of what I believe to be the Forsaken Pack exotic armor pieces. I'm basing this on when things were released. During the Forsaken era, we had Season of the Outlaw, Season of the Forge, Season of the Drifter, and Season of Opulence. I think it is safe to say that any exotics which shipped with Forsaken are tied to the Forsaken Pack. Here's the list of those armor pieces. For Titans, we have One-Eyed Mask, Ursa Furiosa, Heart of Inmost Light, and Antaeus Wards. For Hunters, we have Shards of Galanor, Oathkeeper, the Sixth Coyote, and Guizen Vest. For Warlocks, we have Controverse Hold, Chromatic Fire, Phoenix Protocol, and Geomag Stabilizer. That comes out to a grand total of 12. I want to be able to say any armor piece that came out during the Forsaken era is tied to the Forsaken Pack, but I've already found a weapon that violates that rule. Arbalest was released during the Season of the Drifter, and yet it is available for free-to-play players. That throws a wrench into this whole list. Based on that, I'll take a guess at the remaining exotic armor pieces, but don't bash me if it isn't right. Titans, Stronghold and Peregrine Greaves. Hunters, Liar's Handshake and Kepri Sting. Warlocks, Astrocyte Verse, and Getaway Artist. Like I said earlier, this is my best guess. I don't understand why there isn't a formal list from Bungie on this. Oh well, let's talk about strikes. There are only 2 remaining Forsaken strikes, Warden of Nothing and the Corrupted. Even if you are a free-to-play player, you can still run these strikes if you queue into the Vanguard Ops playlist. Purchasing the DLC gives you access to the Nightfall version of the strikes. Nightfalls are more difficult versions of the strikes with better rewards and some unique loot. That's really the only difference. Also be aware that the Nightfalls run on a rotation, so even if you purchase the DLC, you'll only be able to run these 2 Nightfalls when it is the weekly rotator option. There are 2 pieces of unique content that come with the Forsaken pack, the Shattered Throne Dungeon and the Last Wish Raid. These are in-game activities, and both are great. The Shattered Throne was the very first dungeon introduced to the world of Destiny. Dungeons were designed to be mini raids. You get a group of 3 people together and you tackle challenging enemies and puzzles. It's a ton of fun and I love it. I feel a lot of nostalgia for the Shattered Throne. It was the first in-game content I soloed, and that was one of the first videos I ever posted on my channel. The Shattered Throne takes place in the Ascendant Realm and you get this spooky vibe from it. The setting is just plain beautiful. One cool little tidbit, you can actually see your destination from the starting point. It's the tall tower in the distance. You'll open a pathway, descend to the depths, slowly walk through a hallway of enemies, fight this really stupid ogre named Vorgeth, and then stop a ritual being performed by the wizard Duel Karu. At this point, we've power crept to such a level that the Shattered Throne isn't particularly challenging anymore. Despite that, I think you'll have a good time with it. Last, but not least, is the Last Wish Raid. The Last Wish is one of the best raids in Destiny history, in my opinion. It takes place in the Dreaming City, which is my favorite destination in Destiny 2. Every area you traverse is gorgeous. Each of the boss encounters is unique and requires all players to be involved. There are also a lot of little secrets scattered around the raid. Eventually you'll come face to face with Ribbon, the giant space dragon. Shoot her in the mouth until dead, then rip out her heart and carry it to the Techians for disposal. If you're lucky, you'll get the elusive 1000 voices to drop at the end of the raid. Raids are the best part of Destiny 2, and Last Wish is one of the best raids available. After watching this video, you may be wondering if the Forsaken pack is worth the price. According to Steam, the normal price is $19.99. That's a bit steeper than I expected. Personally, I'd wait until there's a sale and then pick up some of the older DLC for cheap. The last time it went on sale on Steam, it was $9.99. Considering all the exotic gear, the Shattered Throne, and the Last Wish, $10 is a great price point for this DLC. But hey, that's just my opinion.